In this video, we're going to talk Deathwatch Kill Team Box. Welcome to Casual Kill Teams, where I talk about the cheap kill team options that are being played across my table, why I think they're good, and how I think you could expand them. And so today, we're actually going to look at my first kill team, and I love these guys. It is the Deathwatch Kill Team, and in this you get 5 miniatures, and they are Deathwatch veterans, and there's so much cool stuff going on with this box. So when I bought it, it was like 35 bucks, which I'm pretty sure you can still pick up a box of these for $35, and you get 5 minis, and you can easily get a 100-point kill team, and you get all kinds of really interesting options. Here are some of them, and there's even more on the sprues. One of the also really cool things you get here is you get all of these molded shoulder pads, and they give you a bunch of them. In fact, there's even more than the ones that they show right here. So you get so many really interesting options in building these guys. So how did I build my guys? Well, I started because at the time when I bought these, I didn't think I was going to be playing a lot of kill team. So I built just 2 veterans with bolters and nothing else in the other hand, because points reasons. I thought I was going to play campaigns, and I wanted to give some space to these guys to level up. But as you can see, this guy is a Blood Angel, and that was really fun. And then this guy was an Iron Hand. I gave him an Iron Hand right there too. And I tell you, picking out these individual shoulder pads and painting them is one of my favorite aspects of painting Deathwatch. And I built this guy with the heavy and furnace bolter because the flamer is an auto hit. In hindsight, I probably would have gone with the frag cannon, but I just really got into the idea of having a salamander guy with this giant flamethrower with a heavy bolter on it. So he was super fun. And then I like the idea of a black shield, and I actually gave the black shield a storm shield and a power sword. And this is my first attempt at glazing a power weapon, and I think it came out pretty good for my first attempt at glazing power weapon. And then he actually came with this like cloak bit, but I put that on my sergeant, and I made him an ultramarine with the Xeno phase blade. And this was my first kill team. A lot of fun. They have this neat special issue ammunition special ability where they have 4 different types of ammo, and when you're firing basically all the bolt weapons except for this heavy bolt gun right there, you get to pick a different type of ammunition based on the circumstance. And I forget what they all are. I'll have to go back and look, but there's a oh no, I got them right here. I made myself a cheat sheet. Yeah, here we go. So there's a Dragonfire Bolt where you get +1 to hit if the target is obscured. Great. Hellfire is awesome for when you're fighting big armor dudes because it always wounds on a 2+, no matter what their toughness. This is my saving grace versus Death Guard, who have 5 toughness. They're so hard to wound. Hellfire rounds, they always wound them. Kraken rounds, you get to add 6 inches to your bolt guns, and they get -1 in their armor piercing. And then Vengeance rounds, you subtract 6 inches, but you get armor piercing of -2. So depending on the situation, you get to pick which ammo you fire, and so it's really cool. Also, the that flamer right there has die 6 hits, and they're all auto hits. It is great. Then I got some power weapons for when you're doing AP guys, and this Storm Shield gives him a 3+ invulnerable save, which is great. So, and these are just some of the options that I picked. There's all kinds of other stuff. There's Deathwatch shotguns, there's Stalker pattern bolt guns, there's Force Mauls, there's Heavy Thunder hammers. You can just pretty much build whatever you want. In fact, if you were gonna try hard a little bit, I would suggest buying a box of these and buying a box of magnets, and then magnetize your guys so you can swap the weapons around and have all kinds of interesting loadouts. If you've never done any magnetization, Jason over Jason Always Ready just did a video about it. I'll link it up in the card. So again, one of my favorite things about painting these guys were these molded shoulder pads. And I only needed 5, oh actually I guess only 4 of them, because this black shield has a special black shield pad where he carved the icon off. And again, there's tons of them in the box. And so I was thinking to myself, I don't want those to go to waste. So I did a little research, and I found this nifty little thing called a Deathwatch upgrade sprue, which comes with a few other little bits, like there's a chest piece there, and a helmet. But the big thing is it comes with a bunch of Deathwatch shoulder pads. And so I bought this with these Deathwatch shoulder pads, and I added this guy to my kill team. A Primaris Reaver. And see, there's a molded shoulder pad from the Space Wolves. I did have to cut his shoulder pad off to put that on, and I had to mod this grappling hook a little bit to make it fit. But I got to add a Primaris Reaver to my Deathwatch kill team because as part of the kill team rules, you can add Reavers. And that's the pad off the upgrade sprue. That's the pad off of this sprue. And now I got this cool Reaver in here. And I have a bunch of these, but I'm going to do other things with them. And then I decided to keep going because when Elites came out, I still had all these shoulder pads and all of these shoulder pads. So I went and I added a bunch of Vanguard veteran Space Marines with jetpacks to my kill team. And again, shoulder pad from the upgrade sprue, shoulder pad from the Deathwatch kill team sprue. So I got a Raptors chapter, I got a Brazen Claws, I got a Flesh Terror, Howling Griffin, and I made this Sergeant from the Raven Guard. This helmet came off the Deathwatch upgrade sprue, and I modded that head came off a heavy Thunderhammer. I cut it down and put it on his Thunderhammer to make it Deathwatchy. And then this guy, I modded that Power Sword, came off the Deathgrade upgrade sprue, which in hindsight, I could have, there's a ton of Power Swords in here that I can still cut more Power Swords. Gave these guys Storm Shields. Now they have jetpacks. These guys are all my Deathwatch. A lot of fun. And then I didn't stop there. I decided, hey, I have core guys. I got elites. I decided not to stop there. I wanted to pick up a commander, and I grabbed a Deathwatch Primaris Librarian and shoulder pad off the Deathwatch upgrade sprue, molded shoulder pad off of this sprue, and I built this guy and painted him as a Deathwatch Librarian, and now he's going to cast Psy Bolts all over the place in kill team. And so one of the aspects that I've just enjoyed so much about this veteran box is just the cascade of kit bashing and additions that I've been able to make to these guys, and I'm still not done. I got plans because I still have shoulder pads in here, and I still got shoulder pads on here. There's going to be at least 2 Primaris Intercessors that are going to make their way to this kill team. And then these pads right here, these are Terminator shoulder pads. So we got to get a Terminator in here somehow too. A lot of fun. Absolute blast painting all of the different veteran iconography and then all of these molded shoulder pads. And I mean, again, I don't go to tournaments. I don't know how effective all of this is in a tournament scene, but I have had just a lot of fun playing with all kinds of different weapons and different options in these casual games of Kill Team that we have here in my home. So Deathwatch box, really cheap place to start, really fun to paint. A lot of options to go ahead and add to your kill team and upgrade stuff later. You do got to spend a little bit extra money on this upgrade sprue, but the fun that I got out of just having these extra shoulder pads, totally worth it. I would advise it to anybody. That is Casual Kill Teams, the Deathwatch.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down and tell me why in the comments below. If you're interested in getting daily hobby videos, consider subscribing. For other ways of supporting the channel, please share this video or follow me on social media. It helps get the word out. And always, let me know how you've been hobbying in the comments below.